Hi, I'm Jeff Phillips, and in this final, what I think will be final video on some basic Excel features, I'm going to show you what I mean by an absolute cell reference. That mightn't mean anything yet, but just bear with me. I've used yellow to indicate cells where I intend the user just to type in a number, and I've used green to indicate that I've got a formula. And you can see the formula in the formula bar there. Let's say we wanted a percentage, what percentage of patients were adult female. So I'll make up my own formula and go equals that number of females divided by is the /, the total number of patients, and times is asterisk 100 to turn that into a percentage. That's all very well. So it's about 32%. But notice if I fill down, I'll fill right down here, I get this division by 0. Now why is that? Why aren't I getting what percentage are adult males? If you look carefully here you can see it's B3, yes, but it's dividing by B9. Excel has moved down from here. Instead of dividing by this green value, 77, it's looking for a value there which isn't there, so it's taken it to 0 and you can't divide by 0. So how do we force the percentage to always divide by this particular cell? That's what we want. That's where we want an absolute cell reference. So up in the first formula, the cell that I always want to divide by is B8, so I do that by putting a $sign in front of the B and a $sign in front of the 8. You can just use one depending on what you want to do, but that's telling me I want to always divide by the cell that's got a B, and always divide by the cell that's got an 8, so it's always B8. You can always divide by, say, something in B, but allow it to move down to the next one by leaving out the $sign there on the 8, or if you're filling across you can force it to stay with the 8th row but allow it to change to whatever's in the next column across, but that's getting a bit complicated. Most times you use absolute cell references. It's a $sign in front of both the letter and the number. So I click the tick or press enter, I'll click the tick and it will stay in that cell. Now if I drag down, it's actually calculating the percentages. There's no point having one there, so I'll delete that. And of course it adds up to 100%, or B8 divided by B8 times 100 is 100%. So that's one use where you want a cell not to change, but you want some bits too. For example, as we go down here, we want the different value to be calculated to the left, but we also always want it divided by that absolute cell reference there. So that's a quick explanation of absolute cell references. Thanks for watching.